Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise the road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales, all the big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joy.
Wasted Water Sports crew, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Gamer Mel, I see you out there. Brooke Hodder, ahoy there. Welcome along to an unexpected stream, this one. I should explain what went on. So, we were, of course, going to cover the Formula One. That was always the plan. But, Doofus here got the times wrong. I thought the Formula One started at 3 p.m, which it did. It started at 3 p.m. Daylight Savings Time. I'm operating off Queensland time, so it actually started at 2 p.m. for me. I've missed the entire start of the race, let alone the stream. But the good news is, NRL fans, we are here to cover the Dolphins versus the Rabbitohs, which I'm kind of happy about in a way because I've been looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. There's a few things that we want to talk about in this one. Most of all, we want to talk about, can the master coach, Wayne Bennett, well, first of all, is he still the master coach? Certainly not like he used to be, but there's been some things that have gone against him in recent seasons, hasn't there? The Rabbitohs' injury toll over the past few years has just been something to behold. There should be studies done into why this is happening, and who knows, maybe they've done that. But David Fifita, if anybody is going to get the best out of David Fifita, who we know is prone to a little bit of laziness, it's going to be Wayne Bennett. That's just my opinion, of course. I'm not saying that that will happen. If anybody's going to do it, though, it'll be Wayne Bennett. And if we get the best out of David Fifita, I reckon the Rabbitohs are a real chance here. I really do. Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, David Fifita running a decoy. Sometimes he gets the ball on his chest. I mean, if you're the defensive line in that situation, who do you mark up against? Do you commit to Latrell? Do you overcommit to Fifita? So there's opportunities there for the Rabbitohs. I mean, they don't have a bad team at all by any stretch of the imagination. I love the look of the Dolphins, though. That being said, this Dolphins team is absolutely stacked. The Hammer, Asako, Avarillo, Farnworth, Cobbo, Nikorima, and Katoa. And that's not even getting into the forwards. Oh, it's hard to go past the Dolphins. I do think it'll be a high-scoring game. NRL videos over there on TikTok. Thank you for the question. High-scoring game. I do think so because we've seen high-scoring games this round. And I can't imagine that with these players, these two teams that tide will be stemmed anytime soon. I've also got one eye on the race here. George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, 1-2. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. Ezra Robertson, ahoy, mate. Oh, now I've tossed and turned over this one. I've changed my mind a couple of times. I tipped Dolphins, and then I tipped Rabbitohs, and then I changed it back to Dolphins, and then I changed it back to Rabbitohs. The Dolphins have had a little bit of a shake-up. Kurt Donahue was injured in the lead-up, so Curtis Donahue out, and Brad Schneider comes in and plays hooker. That's where I think that there'll be an advantage for the Rabbitohs, even though it's only Bronson Garlick playing hooker. Brad Schneider's, I think he showed at the Panthers, he can fill in at 9, but it's not really his preferred position. He likes to play in the halves. But yes, very much looking forward to this one. So at the moment, I think round 1 is where some surprises will get thrown up. Like I said, I've changed my mind a few times. I've landed on the Rabbitohs at the moment in a very, very close one. Looking forward to seeing Selwyn Cobbo running out in Dolphins colours. That'll be good. So I've thrown him in my same game multi. Caden says Bunnies 1-12, hopefully. Bunnies 1-12. I've also lap 36 out of 58 in the Formula 1. And it's looking like a pretty comfortable Mercedes 1-2 as we expected. They will have to pit again, though, the Mercedes drivers. So the Ferraris are staying close enough. They're only, Charles Leclerc's only 8.3 seconds behind, so I'm just trying to be nice. Says I need the Dolphins to swim by more than 12 points. I've had a terrible round so far. I've had a decent round overall. Who let me down? Well, the Roosters let me down, but that's okay because I absolutely don't mind the Warriors going well. The Warriors, for a long period of time there, were my second team. So you don't mind seeing them go good at all. Gamer Mel, did I watch Rivals? What's that then? Flegler back after a long spell. Yes, indeed. The Flegler back. So we didn't get to the forwards. We've already run through the back lines. Talking about how lethal this Dolphin team looks. Have a look at the forwards. Tommy Gilbert, Brad Schneider, as I said, has come into the team late for the injured Donahue. Flegler, Lemuelu, Finifuaki, and Morgan Knowles. The Rabbitohs are no slouches either, though. Tatola, Garlick, Kalamatangi, Fifita, who we're talking about. A lot is going to hinge on whether Wayne Bennett can get the best out of David Fifita or not. Do we get lazy Gold Coast David Fifita? Ewan Aitken, Cameron Murray, Cameron Murray's Cameron Murray. Kickoff is not far away. ARW, ahoy, mate. Yes, I was supposed to be covering the Formula 1. But I was convinced that the Formula 1 started at 3 p.m., which it did. It started at 3 p.m. daylight savings time, which would have actually been 2 p.m. for me. So, yeah, I missed the start of the race by about half an hour. And at that point, it's absolutely pointless covering it. So here we are, unexpectedly covering Dolphins versus the Rabbitohs. But like I said, it's good. It's a blessing in disguise, really. I mean, the footy is the main content on our channel. As much as I enjoy the Formula 1, the footy's the main content, so it makes sense to cover it anyway, even if it's... I've got the race on over on the screen beside me, so I can always just glance over and see what's going on anyway. Still 20 laps to go, so we'll keep an eye on that. Supra 8901 says the Raiders and Sea Eagles was a great game. Oh, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. I might have to actually clip that one up. And chuck it on as reels. That was a good lot of fun. Gamer Mel says Rivals is the KO series about which sport is stronger. Basically, there's NRL, AFL, and rugby. I believe they had the first episode last weekend. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that. Gamer Mel sounds interesting. It's a bit hard to really say. I mean, every code has its own strength and weakness. Like Aussie Rules has got the grassroots absolutely locked up. Rugby Union's obviously got the international appeal that none of the other codes have. And Rugby League is arguably the bigger spectacle in terms of viewing. So, yeah, interesting to see what angles they take in that show. Interchange benches, well, you've got to give the edge to the Dolphins there. Oren Keeley, Felice Kafusi, Trey Fuller, Sebastian Su'a, Brent Wolf, and Lewis Simon. So a couple of new names there. Rabbitohs, Peter Mamazoulis, Tallis Duncan, Lockie Hubner, Sean Kepi, Jaden Sullivan, and Moala Graham Taufa. So a little bit of even Stevens on the bench, maybe a slight nod, just in experience alone, to the Dolphins. Melbourne Storm, back on your alt account. Welcome along, Melbourne Storm. Oh, okay. Gamer Mel says it's basically like a Survivor kind of thing. Challenges to... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I misunderstood completely. I thought, from the sounds of it, it sounded like a documentary style comparison across all the codes. I completely misinterpreted that then, didn't I? Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool then. So yeah, it's AFL players, it's rugby players, it's NRL players in Survivor style competition. I see. Jesus. Sorry about that. Jye Marshall, ahoy mate. Jye Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, found us on TikTok during the cricket streams a season or two ago. I got a little bit busy over the off-season last year, so the end of 2025 was really busy. I didn't get a chance to do any of the Big Bash cricket. We had just started building a little bit of momentum for the Big Bash cricket, and yeah, work absolutely swamped me at the end of 2025, and I didn't even watch a game, let alone stream it. But hopefully this year we'll be available for some more sports. We're trying to get Michelle to do some of the basketball. And we might cover some of the AFL sporadically throughout the course of the season too. Teams running out onto Suncorp. It has been raining all day here in Brisbane. Well, my side of Brisbane anyway. And it looks like it's had a little bit of an effect on the crowd. It is certainly far from a packed house. And the weather will do that. That will keep people away. Dolphins, Rabbitohs. And can we see the best out of David Fifita? Can Wayne Bennett unlock the beast that we used to know? A lot of ponchos on in the crowd, so the rain is definitely still hanging about. The Rabbits to get first use of it by the looks. Alex Johnston, the try-scoring machine. Can he keep that going? He's looking for the record, of course. Game of Mel, you'll be back at halftime. No worries. Jye Marshall, your uncle, auntie, and cousins are at the game. Who are they cheering for? There he is. Tom Flegler returns after 701 days. Sidelined with a shoulder injury. Flegler and Kalamatangi. Looking forward to that battle. Referee Peter Goff about to blow the whistle. Does blow the whistle. And we're off and running in this one. Dolphins with the kickoff, sending it deep to the goal line. And the Rabbitohs will just set it up inside their own 10. Big kick chase there from the Dolphins. Geez, this is a very retro-looking jersey here for the Rabbitohs. I like it. I like it. I can't dislike it, especially because I spent so long the other night talking about how I prefer my jerseys traditional. Here's David Fifita with his first hit up. They hold him up and drive him sideways, but he was running with a lot of intent there. So that's our first look at Fifita in the Rabbitohs colours. Tackle 4 now for South Sydney. Cameron Murray ekes out a few more metres, but they're stuck inside their own 40. Good set defensively there from the Dolphins. As Latrell Mitchell off the left boot, sends it deep. Hammer's got it on the 10. And he'll return it almost up to the 30-metre line. Dolphins, off the back of that defensive set, have decent field position here. So yeah, I was talking about traditional jerseys, and Souths have definitely gone a retro vibe with that one. The Dolphins too, you know, one of my biggest criticisms of the Dolphins coming in was the introduction of the gold as they almost break through in midfield. The Dolphins up over halfway. 2 tackles left. And a nice dummy there from Katoa goes straight through, but it's called an obstruction. Isaiah Katoa almost with the first line break. And you know what we say, if it looks a little too easy, it probably is. And it was Tom Flegler. Welcome back, Tom Flegler. Running the leading line and obstructing the defense. Yeah, so the Dolphins tried to introduce that gold as a semi-predominant colour on their jersey. I didn't like it. I like that they've gone for a much more natural Redcliffe feeling red, and they've just used gold trim to keep it in there. Shadow, thank you very much for the heart me, as the Rabbitohs find touch 30 out from the line and go on the attack. So I didn't get a chance to change my tip again, so I'm stuck with the Rabbitohs. Walker goes left for Fifita, running off that shoulder. Garlick goes quickly back to Murray in midfield. They shift right now. Jye Gray onto Whiten, taps the ball on. And here's Campbell Graham for the corner. Reaches out with the right arm and plants it down. What a start for the visitors. Campbell Graham. The Rabbitohs started on the left. Walker with Fifita running right off his shoulder. And then they immediately shift back to the right. Jye Gray up in the line. A nice tap on by Jack Whiten as Selwyn Cobbo comes charging in off his wing. Beautiful work there from the Rabbitohs, leading 4 points to 0. And a perfect finish from Campbell Graham under immense pressure. Defunk, ahoy mate. The tipping contest link is just tipping.nrl.com.au. And the competition name, of course, Wasted World of Sports. Latrell Mitchell from the sideline starts it out to the left. The breeze picks it up, and it comes all the way back to the near upright and bounces away for a miss. 4 points to 0 it remains, but what a start for the Bunnies. A dream. Kakra Yaboa. Ahoy there, welcome along. Four points to 0. 5 minutes gone. Dolphins get us back underway. Kickoff lands on the goal line, and winding up is Fifita Totola. So a dream start here for the Rabbitohs. 4 points to 0. Kalamatangi in midfield. Brings it out past the 20. Dolphins have got a slight breeze at their shoulder in the first half as well, so how many points might that be worth? Cameron Murray earns 6 more. Dolphins slow to get up and release the tackler. Rabbitohs dominating possession early. Here's Kalamatangi from a standing start, takes it up over halfway. Post-contact meters as he backs into the defence. LV, ahoy, mate. Through the hands, right they go. Walker onto Whiten. Whiten with some fancy footwork, but they bring him down 30 metres out from the line. Halfway through the set here. Walker at first receiver again onto Totola with a settler in midfield. 2 tackles left. Ward takes the line on. Walker with a nice flat pass to Davey Fifita. And that combination is working well early on. Fifth and last. Ward with the crossfield kick. Places it perfectly on the goal line. But caught on the Cobbo with a great take. Dolphins have it a couple of metres out from their own line. Selman Cobbo, by the way, looks absolutely huge. And I don't mean like the old overweight huge Selwyn Cobbo. He looks fit and chiseled. Looking great in that Dolphins jersey. LV, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Very much appreciate the gifts over there on the TikTok. As Katoa kicks downfield, taken on the 30. Rabbitohs back in possession. Bringing the ball back into midfield for Campbell Graham, the try scorer. Brings it up outside the 40. Gray on to Walker. Walker heads left. He's all alone out there. Nobody with him over that side of the field. And now Cody Walker has caught a high shot. And that's a penalty to the Rabbitohs. The Dolphins not helping themselves here. We have seen this story so much this weekend, haven't we? One team, ill-disciplined, giving away a lot of early possession. James Witherman, ahoy, mates. Here come the Rabbitohs again. 20 out from the line in midfield. Murray, dummies. Sets it up in midfield. Garlick, dummies right, dummies left, goes up the middle himself. 5 metres out from the line. The crash ball for Totola, wasn't really expecting it. Too flat-footed to make a dent in the defensive line. 2 left here for the Rabbitohs. They go right again, where they had success. Whiten tries to tow it through as the pass is loose out the back. And Cobbo dives on it for the Dolphins. Farnworth, late offload, goes back for Katoa. Katoa out to Averillo from a standing start. He tries to get on the outside of Latrell. Leaves the ball behind. Alex Johnston picks it up and spills it over the sideline. So we'll have a double knock on here, perhaps. First one against the Dolphins. Nine minutes gone. And it's one-way traffic at the moment. Good defense there from Latrell. Scrum down in midfield. And it is a Rabbitohs feed. They bring it right for Jye Gray. Gray heads sideways. And Herbie Farnworth lines him up. Made himself an easy target there, little Mighty Mouse. Ward just shuffles it on here for Ewan Aitken. 30 out from the line. Totola earns a set restart. The Dolphins up offside. This is painful. They've got to get more points. Kalamatungi carries inside the 20. And another slow play, the ball. Got to be careful here. Cameron Murray up to the 10, stands in the tackle. They can't get him to ground. Garlick goes left. Walker with the double pump. Intercept by Averillo. And Jake Averillo's away. Up over halfway. 40 out. 30. Jye Gray is coming back at him. But Averillo will have the pace. Completely against the run of play. Jake Averillo goes the distance. Cody Walker just could not resist giving that pass. Averillo was up in the defensive line, or up in the attacking line, rather. And he just couldn't help himself there. Cody Walker looking to link up with Latrell. And Averillo just plucks it out and goes the distance. $4 points apiece. Kick to come. That is a backbreaker there for the Rabbitohs. They've been dominant this opening 10 minutes. It's been one-way traffic. So to give one up completely against the run of play. You know what? Speaking of moustaches, moustaches are back in rugby league, aren't they? For some reason, Campbell Graham, I saw, was rocking one. Cody Walker. Jye Gray's got a... It's almost like one player... Because we know they're all mates. It's like a big community. The rugby league community, they're all friends. Even if they're portrayed as enemies in the media, we know that they're all mates. They all like to have a beer together after the game. It's almost like it's a cultish kind of... One player does it, so... All the others feel the need to follow because they feel they can do it better. Lap 51 of 58 in the Formula One. It's Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. Jermaine Asako to give the Dolphins the lead, if you can believe that. Dolphins have probably had about 2% possession, and they possibly... lead this game. Asako puts it on its way. It's bending. It's bending too far. And it hits the upright, much like Latrell Mitchell did. Down the other end. 4 points apiece. Rick is Stephen Marsh, says up the Bunnies. Rabbitohs get us back underway. The kickoff goes deep. Flegler. Takes the hit up. Just outside the 10. Here's Corn on the Cobbo. Out to the 20, the Dolphins. A little bit of momentum now. Remember, they do have a slight breeze at their back. It's angling across the field to sort of that top right corner across to the far left. But it should be worth some points for them. Dylan Bransby, you need Cobbo, Hammer, and Asako, and Johnson, and it's Katoa here who puts it high. A little bit too deep to be contestable. Alex Johnston is under it. And AJ has it for the Rabbitohs on their own 20. Jye Gray onto Campbell Graham, the try scorer. So Dylan's after Cobbo, Hammer, Asako, and Johnson. Nice. Totola with another strong carry. A little bit flat-footed here, though, the Bunnies. That's better from David Fifita. His first stint has been an impressive one. Galamatangi up to halfway. Fifth and last now for the Rabbitohs. Short side for Ashton Ward. Puts it high. Cobbo's under it inside the 10. Takes it well. Under no pressure at the back. Heads back into midfield. And huge contact there from David Fifita leading a kick chase. We talked about it in the pregame. Are we going to see the lazy David Fifita? Well, if he's leading a kick chase and putting the hit on Cobbo like that, for one game at least, for one half at least, perhaps Wayne Bennett's going to get the best out of him. Quick play the ball here up towards halfway. The Dolphins go. Morgan Knowles takes tackle 5. As this game just starts to balance out now. Katoa sends it deep, uncontestable. AJ backing up. Takes it inside the 10. Heads back towards midfield. Dummies to Jye Gray. Nobody falls for it. And Johnston. Now Jye Gray dummies and sells it to everybody. And little Mighty Mouse goes straight up the middle. He draws in the Hammer. He's got support from Campbell Graham. Graham's inside the 20. Hammer comes back at him and brings him down. Jye Gray. Out of nowhere, they've got him skinned to the left. Oh, but they come back right. Ashton Ward. 72 on 1 out to the left. And young Ashton Ward's decide to hit it up the middle. They've let one slide there, but now Cameron Murray finds some space. Walker goes out to Latrell. Latrell's got a 2-on-1. Latrell fends off the tackle. Reaches out with the left hand and plants it down. Too big, too strong, that close to the try line. Latrell Mitchell gets us a tick off our multi, and he gives the Rabbitohs the lead again. Craig Howarth, ahoy mates. Jye Gray from dummy half splits them up the middle from his own 20 to the opposition 20. The numbers to the left. And Latrell gets it in space. Jermaine Asako had no option but to jam in there. But he couldn't make the tackle. Stay hunky, ahoy mate. Lies 4010. Gray, I've been watching your legs go. You're my man. I think Jye Gray might be somebody's fullback in Supercoach. Okay. Latrell Mitchell, about 5 in from touch, over on that left edge. Moves in, bends it nicely. It hooks around and goes straight down the middle. And Latrell's getting chirpy. He's talking to the crowd. He's motioning to the crowd. That means he could be up for a big one. Rabbitohs lead 10-4. We got a tick off the multi. (10-4). Lap 56 of 58. It's still Mercedes 1-2. Ferrari 3-4. Lando Norris is 33 seconds back from that 4. with Max Verstappen right on his tail in 6. Dolphins get us back underway. I'm glad we skipped that race. Well, we didn't skip it on purpose. I'm glad that I got the times wrong and missed that race so we can do this game. Rabbitohs now off the back of points. Kalamatangi up outside the 20. Latrell looking fierce. Cameron Murray getting through a mountain of work. Max Hayes, ahoy mates. I do not mind you hitting that like button at all. Fifth and last, Latrell from 40 out. Puts this one high. Swirling bomb. Pressure on Cobbo. Gets down on one knee and takes it in the face of the kick chasers led by Jack Whiten. Farnworth is caught from dummy half. Oh, sorry, I didn't put Latrell Mitchell in for the try. I got too excited. I got too excited about my multi. I updated the multi, forgot to put him in as a try scorer on the board. Dolphins now. Lemuelu, good leg drive. Takes it up over halfway. Fifth and last. Katoa from 45 out in midfield, puts it high. Not contestable. Jye Gray's under it, takes it on his own 10 in front of the posts. And he's got AJ with him. 10 points to 4. The lead here for the Rabbitohs. Fifita. Big charge up towards the 30. Slow play the ball as he tries to earn a 6 again. Referee not falling for it. Kalamatangi put on his back. Now they get 6 more. 6 again to the Rabbitohs. Totola charges up over halfway. Taken down in a 2-man tackle. 40 out from the line now, the Rabbitohs in midfield. Murray heads left. Oh, he's had his head taken off by Flegler. Well, I thought he did. No, no call from any of the officials. They seem to not care about it. Ward back inside for Totola. That's play 4. Rabbitohs on the attack. Walker wants it out on the left. Bobbles the ball. Shuffles it on to Davey Fifita. And he's held up in the 2-man tackle. Fifth and last. They stay short side. Walker. Grubbers in behind the line. It sets up nicely for the Rabbitohs. And a try for Cody Walker. He grubbers in behind the line. What on earth was Hammer doing? The Hammer. Just a little bit lackadaisical there. Cody Walker retrieves his own grubber and scores the try. They stay on the short side, the Rabbitohs. Walker takes the line on, grubbers in behind, and the Hammer, rather than committing and attacking to the ball, he's decided to hang back. And hanging back proved to be the death knell for him because Walker gets on the outside, keeps his feet inside the touchline. And the Rabbitohs lead 14 points to 4. Maybe they do. They're going to check and make sure that he stayed in the field of play. Here we go. The Hammer. Has he done just enough? That back foot. The back foot of Cody Walker. Hammer's got hold of it. It swings up in the air. And it brushes the line. The try is going to get taken off. Points to 4 it remains. Pain for people who have Cody Walker. Oh, jeez. Seeing that angle from the corner post, I'm not so sure. Anyway, the call's been made. It went upstairs. The call's been made. Dolphins with a little bit of a let-off there. Herbie Farnworth Brings it outside the Dolphins 20. Flegler is it there Schneider in at dummy half. They've both got really light blonde hair. Schneider takes it up to the 40. There's Flegler. And you can see he is a much bigger unit. Gilbert out the back for the Hammer. Hammer double pumps to Avarillo. Space down the right edge. The flick pass back in field is scooped up by Latrell. And it's been touched by the Rabbitohs forward first, though. So the Dolphins will get the ball back. $10 to 4. Asako couldn't get on the outside, but they had space. High-scoring game incoming, I dare say. Aussie John, ahoy, mate. Scrum down, Dolphins. Schneider sends it left for Katoa. Nice short ball for Lemuelu. Spills it, though, in contact. And Ewan Aitken comes away with it for the Rabbitohs now. Jack Whiten thumped in the tackle by Gilbert. What a let-off that is. Oh, they've suddenly gone up a gear or two defensively. Campbell, Graham. The Dolphins, they are very upset with that mistake. Walker sends it left for Fifita. Standing start. Brings it up to halfway. Staying on the short side. No. Turning it back in field. For Cameron Murray. Big leg drive up to the 40 metres line. Walker puts it high. Rabbitohs chasing through to put pressure on the Hammer. Hammer. It bounces off the head of Latrell Mitchell. You're kidding me. The Hammer goes up for it. Latrell goes up for it. It comes off his face and into the goal line, and Latrell Mitchell gets a double. Falcon for the try. You can't believe it. They've attacked left again. Cody Walker puts it high. Again, the Hammer caught in two minds. Doesn't jump for it. Latrell jumps for it. It's hit his shoulder. It's hit his shoulder. It's not off his head at all. It's off his shoulder. And it's off his upper shoulder. Therefore, this will be no try. From the rear view, it looked like it was off his head. They're threatening here, the Rabbitohs, but they just can't quite... they can't quite get it done. And this one's going to get turned away. It looked like it was off his head. It is, in fact, off his upper shoulder. That is a knock-on. Genitalia, ahoy, mate. Dylan Bransby, you had Latrell for 2 tries. Oh, no. Well, they've got another one taken away. UFC, ahoy, mate. So, it is a Mercedes 1-2 in the... Oh, we got a penalty, though, to the Rabbitohs. And Latrell Mitchell will step up to have a shot at 2 here. 10 in from touch, 20 metres back. So the Rabbitohs have walked away from that with a penalty. I can only assume that it was for an obstruction of some sort on the kick chase. Yeah, Mercedes 1-2 in the Australian Formula 1 Grand Prix. Ferrari 3-4. Lando Norris, the defending champion, in 5th. Max Verstappen in 6th. But domination from Mercedes today. Latrell moves in, strikes it well. It's on target, and a penalty goal for Latrell Mitchell. Makes it 12 points to 4 in favour of the Bunnies. Oscar Piastri crashed out before the race even started. So, once again, no joy in Australia for Oscar. Back underway. Rabbitohs in their own in goal. Take the kickoff and Kalamatangi. Tackle 10 metres out in front of the posts. 12 points to 4. Rabbitohs in the lead. The Dolphins haven't really had enough possession in the attacking zone. Well, we can run through some stats here as the Rabbitohs just look to bring it out of their own end. A little bit of a settler here. This set of 6. Kalamatangi up to the 40. So yeah, if we look at the stats, it's 66% possession as Walker kicks, and it's taken by Cobbo. Here is Corn on the Cobbo on his own 30, a little upright. They show him the sideline, but he stays in the field of play, 30 metres out from their own line now, the Dolphins. 66% possession in favour of the Bunnies so far. So, and that has been all like down the Dolphins' end of the field, pretty much. So your Cobbos and your Hammers and your Cobbos and your Hammers and your Farnworths, Nicarima, they haven't had a chance to really inject themselves. 6 again here for the Dolphins. Could this be some sort of little spark? Katoa heads across field. He's got Nicarima and the Hammer onto Farnworth, but the play is all just a little bit clunky here for the Dolphins. Herbie Farnworth goes to ground. Kafusi's on, and he immediately injects some power into the thing. Short side. Lemuelu inside the 20. Bends the line. Kalamatangi comes back at him. Tackle 4. 15 out. Back into midfield for Nicarima. Links up with Katoa. And a nice short ball there to Finifuaki. Angling back in towards the posts. And the Dolphins score. Finifuaki gets the try. Oh, well, that's obviously the wrong person, but... They've gone and switched team sheets on me. It might have been a different try scorer, but a try nonetheless. Finifuaki on the crash ball. Let's have a look at our team sheets here and find out where is Finifuaki. The Dolphins do have a slight breeze at their back. I was talking about that in the pregame. Finifuaki was initially listed as number 11. So there you go. That's what's happened there. We found him. Kind of like our very own version of Where's Waldo in real time. 12 points to 8. Jermaine Asako from right in front. A simple conversion. Pops this one over. Oh, God. I've accidentally undone the tries. So, Avarillo got one. Finifuaki just scored that one. 12 points to 10. Just that penalty goal, the difference between the two teams. Dolphins hit back, and really it was on the back of Felice Kafusi. Felice Kafusi and Connolly Lemuelu with back-to-back big runs, which gave them the go forward. Rabbitohs with the restart. Cobbo, he winds up and takes them on. Again, they show him the sideline. Loose pass out the back. Desperately dived on by Nikorima. And the Dolphins survive. So Cobbo is just getting a little upright as he goes into contact there close to the sideline. Dolphins back into midfield. Gilbert looks to offload. The Rabbitohs rip the ball back and Fifita's got it. Fifita charges into contact 40 metres out. That's a big mistake straight off the back of points. Aitken from a standing start. Chews off some more metres. Keeping it in midfield here. The Rabbitohs. Kalaumatangi up to the 20. That's only play 2, so it was a 0 tackle set. Ward takes it to the line. Dummies, and he's wrapped up. Slung to ground. Aitken's the decoy. Out the back for Walker. Gray. Out the back for Whiten. Whiten with the in and away, but it's well read by Herbie Farnworth. Just a couple of metres short now. Back into midfield. Cameron Murray steps off the right boot. He's wrapped up. Gets it back for Walker. Space out to the left, but Fifita just settles things down. Looks to get the ball away, and he spills it. That's the David Fifita we remember from the Titans. Spills it as he looks to play the ball quickly and milk a penalty. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. What a let-off here for the Dolphins. Remember, though, Dolphins do have that slight breeze at the back of their shoulders, angling across the field for this first half. That's got to be worth some points if it stays consistent in the second half. Farnworth with a flick pass back for Cobbo. Expansive play here early in the tackle count down their own end. Dolphins, risky business. Vinny Fuiaki, the try scorer. Short of halfway, Farnworth. Takes tackle 4. Midfield. Kafusi is used as the decoy. Quick hands from Katoa to Nikorima to the hammer. Down the left, but the sliding defense of the Rabbitohs shuts it down. 5th and last. Katoa from 40 out puts it high. Contestable kick lands on the 20. It's taken by the Dolphins. Kafusi keeps it alive. And Katoa slips as he tries to collect the ball. And that'll be a handover 30 metres out in midfield. Ten minutes to go until the halftime break. And a little bit of a stalemate with these two teams at the moment. Duncan with a good run. Fends off the first tackle. Keeps the ball alive. Back for Kalaumatangi in midfield. Up over halfway. Cameron Murray full of running in this first half. He's put in some work. The captain leading from the front. Aitken bumps off the tackle. 30 metres out. Kalaumatangi looks absolutely gassed. Fifita down the short side. Fends off one. And he's taken a ground by Feni Fuiaki. 5th and last. 20 out here. Walker wants it in midfield. Puts the crossfield kick up. Hammer comes across. Cobbo comes across. Corn on the Cobbo takes it. And Jack Whiten leading the chase. Puts him to ground in the end goal. It'll be a goal line restart. Nice kick from Walker. Nice take from Cobbo. And a nice chase and contact from Jack Whiten. Just good play all around there. Some good rugby league all around. Dolphins go long with the restart. Very long. Up over halfway. Kalaumatangi winds up. And he's put on his back 45 metres out. Maybe a head slam there. Lucky to get away with that one, the Dolphins. Jye Gray heads across field. Can't deceive the defence. He made a lot of meters, but it was all sideways. Ewan Aitken straightens the attack up, bends the line. Mamazelis is on the field. Walker with a cutout pass to Latrell. Puts Johnston in space. AJ steps back in field. Spins out of the first tackle. He's 5 meters out. The Dolphins scramble across and put Johnston to ground. 2 tackles left. Walker in midfield again. Ashton Ward send it on to Duncan, who steps back in towards the posts. And he settles things down here for the 5th and last. Mamazelis goes left. Walker steps off the left boot. He's caught. Fires it back in field for Duncan. Duncan back for Ward. Crossfield kick here for Campbell Graham. Graham uncontested. Pops it back in field. Rips the ball away 1-on-1. And Campbell Graham gets his 2nd try. Campbell Graham gets a double. The Rabbitohs put the crossfield kick in. Campbell Graham goes up uncontested, bats the ball back in field, where a Dolphins defender collects it, but then Campbell Graham follows up with a 1-on-1 steal, and the try line's wide open. Stolen away from Morgan Knowles. 16 points to 10, the kick to come. Campbell Graham with a double. Quentin Paul, ahoy, mate. I tell you what, I used to have Campbell Graham in my multi continuously. He was almost a certain thing every time the Bunnies play, and then he had that huge injury. And when he came back, he just wasn't quite the same player, and tries were very hard to come by. So now I've started leaving him out of my multis, and he's back into try-scoring form, it looks like. Latrell, 5 meters to the right of the post, puts it through, but only just, I tell you. 18 points to 10, the Bunnies running against this breeze in the first half. It's also worth mentioning once again. I mean, I think the breeze plays a big part. I mean, that's why it's a thing that the experts and the panelists talk about. Because it really is a thing to pay attention to. And the Dolphins have the breeze at their back in the first half, as it angles across from that top right side of the field, across to the far left. But they're not utilising it at the moment. Kickoff goes very close to the dead ball line. So they almost utilised it in the worst possible way. Big defence, though, from the kickoff. And the Rabbitohs pinned down inside their own 10. Aussie John says, smash 2 cans together like Stone Cold Steve Austin does. I don't want to waste my beer. I would like to drink my beer, not waste it by smashing the cans together. Fifita getting through a mountain of work up towards halfway. Any update on the Formula One? Mercedes 1-2. George Russell wins as the Rabbitohs go straight up the middle. Mamazelis with the line break. Draws in the hammer at the back. Feeds it to Jye Gray. And little Mighty Mouse races away and scores. Jye Gray, another player rocking the cheeky mo. From halfway, Mamazelis breaks out. Draws in the hammer at the back. They had a 2-on-1. Jye Gray and Mamazelis versus the hammer. Hammer commits to Mamazelis. And Jye Gray, like every great fullback does, lurking up in support in the middle of the field. 22 points to 10, the kick to come. So yes, update on the Grand Prix. Mercedes 1-2, George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, Charles Leclerc in third and Lewis Hamilton in fourth. It was Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, Lando Norris, the defending champion, in fifth, and Max Verstappen in sixth. Oscar Piastri crashed out before the race even started. Latrell Mitchell from bang in front to make it 24 points to 10. Could put that one over without looking. Defunk says Cowboys are outsiders against the Tigers next week. Why? Did you see the just? I'm not having a go at you, by the way, Defunk. I should point that out. But did you see the Vegas game against the Knights? The Cowboys are atrocious. So that would be why. $24 points to 10. The Rabbitohs in the lead. Dolphins with the restart again. It's deep into the end goal. Kalaumatangi winds up. And he's taken a ground 10 in from touch over on this right edge. Big defense from the Dolphins. 3 minutes to go until the halftime break. My game clock is miles ahead again. Mamazelis full of running here since he's come onto the field. That's been an inspired change by Wayne Bennett. Bronson Garlick off the field, Mamazelis on, and he set up that last try, and he's just full of running here. Kalaumatangi up outside the 40. Fifth and last. Back to Walker. They're going to run here, are they? No, it goes to Latrell in midfield. And he thumps it high. Not a lot of distance, but it's high and contestable. And the Dolphins spill it. Cody Walker comes away with it. And that's tackle 1, 35 metres out. Mitchell from dummy half almost spills it. Heads across field. Now he straightens the attack. 15 metres out. Kalaumatangi back up the guts. And the ball's been ripped away by Herbie Farnworth. One-on-one steal. Herbie the love bug saves the day there from... Oh, because that would have been more misery for the Dolphins. The Rabbitohs were building. Herbie Farnworth saves the day. Yeah, in my preseason predictions, I said that it's going to be a rough old year for the Cowboys, and Todd Payton, Ming the Merciless, will be the first coach this season to get the axe. Fifth and last, Katoa runs to halfway, sends it deep. AJ backing up inside the 10, takes it, winds up, kick return, links up with Jye Gray, and Gray's been caught high. Penalty for high contact. 1 minute 30 to go in this opening half. Latrell looking for touch. And he sends it deep into the Dolphins' half. It's a hell of a touch finder there from Latrell. Once again, about 6,000 tries scored and only one tick off my multi. It's been a theme of the weekend. Same game multi. Huge amounts of tries scored in the games. Very limited ticks for me. Kalaumatangi taking 25 out. Murray goes out the back for Walker. Walker with a nice short ball to Fifita. Fifita spins out of the tackle. Draws in the hammer. Fires the pass out to the left for AJ. And Alex Johnston scores. 28 points to 10. Davey Fifita with the line break and the try assist. We did say that a lot would hinge on whether Wayne Bennett can get the best out of David Fifita. Oh, it's been a hell of a half. David Fifita's been close to one of the best on field. Spins out of the tackle of Isaiah Katoa, draws in the hammer, fires a bullet pass out to Alex Johnston, hits him right on his chest, and it's an easy finish for the winger. 28 points to 10, the kick to come. One-way traffic here, the Rabbitohs. A dominant first half performance, especially when you consider one of the Dolphins' tries was completely against the run of play. And a length of the field intercept by Jake Averillo. So if you take that into account, structured set play is actually 28 points to 6 at the moment. DJ Shaq, ahoy mates. He needs one more, DJ Shaq. Alex Johnston is one away, I believe, from record-breaking Central. Latrell from the sideline bends it past the far upright. It doesn't hold its line. 28 points to 10 at the halftime break. A lot of work to do in the sheds here for the Dolphins. What a half a footy it was from Souths, riding off the back of David Fifita. Had an absolutely monstrous first half, did Big Davey Boy. And Gold Coast Titans supporters will be scratching their heads and just going, well, where was that? Where was that sort of form from David Fifita when he was wearing a Titans jersey? Dylan Bransby, you just need the hammer to score for $100. Nice. Larrens, ahoy mates. Souths are starting to take over massively now. Okay, so there's a few different numbers being floated around in the chat room. Let's clarify. 1 try away from equaling the record. 2 to claim the record. We can make that official. 1 will equal, 2 will take over. Kennard Dulac, Dolphins defense. Very bad. Dylan Bransbury, the Formula One, was a Mercedes 1-2. George Russell, Kimi Antonelli. It was a Ferrari 3-4. Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris, the defending champion, was over 30 seconds back from those top 4 in 5th place. And Max Verstappen was inside a second behind Lando Norris in 6th. So it was domination as we expected from Mercedes. And Ferrari proved to be the best of the rest. So Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. Bo Ellsworth says Finns come back. ARW waiting for next week against the Roosters to break the record. Flex on the all-time rivals. Larrens on TikTok agrees with that. ARW, 1 more try for the match to equal. Then he can score next week against the Chooks to break it. DJ Shaq back from the trip with the family to Melbourne. Oh, how good is Melbourne? Honestly, I can't wait to go back. I'll be going back myself very, very soon for another little holiday to Melbourne. Can't wait. Finns need to work on their defense behind the play of the ball. That's the second time they left a big gap. And that's where the Rabbitohs have been finding a lot of space, isn't it? That's where Mamazelis went straight up the middle. We've seen Jye Gray make a clean line break up the middle that ultimately was chased down by the hammer on that occasion. But, yeah, damaging runs up the middle. All right. I'm going to have a quick break. Be right back. Dylan Bransby says Cobbo and the Hammer and Isaac get involved and the Finns win. Well, one can only assume that it's been tactical. But I would say 90% of the Rabbitohs' kicks have gone to Cobbo's edge. Cobbo isn't really... Like, you don't want the Hammer in open space, right? Obviously. You do not want the Hammer in open space running kick returns. So, they're kicking to Cobbo. Cobbo is not passing the ball. He's taking the line on himself. He's taking the hit up back himself. They're not even trying anything different down his edge of the field. Like, oh, let's just try something different here. Like, we're getting hammered. Let's just try and turn the momentum here. I'll pass the ball in field to the Hammer and see if we can get him in a little bit of space. But no, they kick to Cobbo. Cobbo takes the ball. Cobbo takes the line on. So they've kept him nullified. Hammer seems a little bit off the pace. He does sometimes, though, take some time to work into seasons, doesn't he? But yeah, the Hammer just... there's a couple of times there he hasn't really attacked the ball. He's stood back and waited for something to happen. And by the time that you wait for something to happen and then react, it's too late. Like that Cody Walker almost try over in the corner. He caught the Hammer in two minds. Do I attack the ball or do I stand back? And it very nearly cost his team 4 points at least. So, I mean, that's the scary thing for the Dolphins here is the Rabbitohs have left points out on the park. Team Mr. Deeds, what do I think about Tino escaping? You've typed expansion, but that's obviously, yeah. So we were talking about Tino Fa'asuamaleaui with a shoulder charge late. And yes, he's got away with a fine with an early guilty plea. So that's an absolute no-brainer. He'll be taking the early guilty plea and copping the fine, which I think was $1,800. And honestly, I mean, a $1,800 fine for players who are on, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year is, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like us normal folk getting a bloody speeding ticket and it's $20 or something. It's like, oh, yep, that'll teach me. But I digress. ARW says, if Bunnies and Broncos keep up this form, then Payne and the Haas will be looking for an early exit. Compassionately, of course. Compassionate grounds. Compassionate grounds, I don't like my team getting flogged. And we've now been flogged in back-to-back games. Let me out of here. Team Mr. Deed says, is that good news for the Titans, though? Nothing is good news for the Titans at the moment, I'm afraid. Nothing matters. If they don't care... See, that's what I saw against the Sharks the other day. Just a complete lack of enthusiasm, effort, dedication. Like, it's like these guys just don't want to be there. So I don't think it matters. Good news, bad news, escaping suspension, getting suspended. None of it matters when you as a team don't care. And that's the problem the Titans have got at the moment. There are quite a few moments in that game against the Sharks where I could highlight just a complete lack of effort. It was miserable from the Titans. Miserable. But I digress. Uh, 28 points to 10 at the halftime break. It's once again halftime. You know what? I spent some time in the off season building this brand new broadcast package for the channel, which is fully available on YouTube and Twitch. It's a little bit more condensed on the TikTok at the moment. I'm still building the TikTok version, but over on YouTube we've got the full thing up and running. So I put all this time and effort into it, and I get it all done up, and of course, it's not quite perfect yet. I made a late decision to include like the try scorer bugs underneath the score and things like that, and they're kind of squashed into a little column. Now, ultimately, when I have a little bit of time, it's going to be a fairly easy thing to just spread that column over a few sections and run it under the logos, for example, something like that. It can run out under the logos and things like that. So it's a relatively easy fix once I have time to sit down and fix it. But I thought, oh, there's going to be some close, low-scoring games this round, so there's no immediate rush. I don't need to push this through and stretch myself thin with workload. So I left it, and of course, every game's been high-scoring. Every single game so far, the try scorers have folded off the sheet or off the screen. It's crazy. Crazy. And watch, I'll spend time during the week tearing my hair out, fixing it, and we'll go round two, and round two, every game will be like 6-0 or something. You know that it's going to happen that way. Richard Trainer, ahoy, mate. $28 points to 10 at the break. Now, what I'm interested in seeing is just how much of a difference that breeze will make. I talked about the breeze that was at the back of the Dolphins, kind of, in that first half. So the breeze was up in this, starting up in this top right-hand corner at the Dolphins' back and coming across the field, diagonally across the field to the bottom left. So the Dolphins had that. The Dolphins had that breeze in the first half. How many points do you think a breeze like that is worth? I mean, it's irrelevant when you go into the sheds 18 points behind, but yeah, you just wonder like how miserable this could get for the Dolphins, especially if the Rabbitohs can make use of that breeze a little better. And we didn't really see kicks down this edge of the field as well. Like Isaiah Katoa, and maybe it's just inexperience. I mean, he's still a young player. He had a really good breakout season last season, but he's still young and inexperienced. Maybe it's just a case of just not knowing the conditions. You learn that through experience. But I saw very few kicks come down this left edge. They were putting kickoffs down into this corner, but kicks in general play. Use the breeze. Try and snap a 40-20. Do something different to try and turn momentum around. They didn't really do anything different, the Dolphins. It's like they had a game plan. It wasn't working, and there was no plan B. and there was no thinking on their feet. The way that the experienced halves do, the way the Clearys do, and the Renos, and the Thurstons when he was playing. They will do something. Cameron Smith, the kicks from dummy half. Halfway through, a kick on play 3 from dummy half. 60 metres upfield. DJ Shack says it has the potential to get really ugly. We've already seen 2 teams score 50 in this round alone. Exactly right. Exactly right. But as I said in the pregame, I felt like a lot was hinging on Wayne Bennett being able to unlock David Fifita, and he has certainly unlocked him in that first half. Holy hell. David Fifita, that was the sort of damaging form that we know that he's capable of. He had that one moment, that one really big noticeable moment where he tried to play the ball too quickly and gave up a simple turnover. But, yeah, that was a best half of footy that I've seen David Fifita put in a very, very long time. Second half is underway. Let's get going. Dolphins claim the kickoff. Cobbo gives it off to Kaufusi, and Kaufusi is driven back in the tackle, keeping the Dolphins pegged down on their own 10-metre line. 28 points to 10 at the break. Dolphins obviously need a huge half, and it would be very, very helpful for them, to state the obvious, if they get the first try. Come on, Finns, says Dylan. Cade Mills, can the Dolphins come back? Well, they can. It's going to be difficult, though. Of course, the hammer taken on halfway. 5th and last. Down the short side for Katoa. Puts it high. Not contestable. And it's an easy take for Alex Johnston at the back, as the Bunnies have possession on their own 20. Latrell in at first receiver. Puts the head down and takes the line on. Slow play the ball. Dolphins holding on there. That's got to be 6 again, you would think. No call. Campbell Graham, big leg drive. Takes it up to the 40. Lucky to get away with that one, the Dolphins. Kalaumatangi to the halfway line. Gets the late offload back for Mamazelis. Keeps it down the short side. But David Fifita to go on a second carry. Quick play the ball, and Latrell Mitchell has them backtracking. Flick pass out the back is spilt. Alex Johnston couldn't hold on. But Latrell Mitchell looking very, very damaging. Oh, Ashton Ward, syndesmosis injury ruled out. So Jaden Sullivan's onto the field. Jaden Sullivan, former Tiger. Herbie Farnworth with a good carry. Up over halfway. Slow play the ball as he gets tangled up in the opposition. Pass fired over into midfield. Oren Keeley carries it inside the 40. Halfway through this set now, the Dolphins. Katoa out the back for the hammer. Puts the fend on, but Rabbitohs come back at him. He gets the late offload for Finafuiaki. Tackle 4. 20 metres out from the line in midfield. Dolphins go left. Katoa out the back to nobody. Bounces kindly for Herbie Farnworth. But they've lost a little bit of momentum and a little bit of ground there. 5th and last. Katoa from 30 out. Puts it high. Contestable kick this one. Jye Gray gets up. Loses it forward. And it sits up for Lemuelu. Connolly Lemuelu. With nobody in front of him. It's gone up as no try. Looking for a knock on. It's gone up as no try. Caught on the Cobbo. Gets over the top of Jye Gray. And does he touch the ball? Selwyn Cobbo is up above Gray. Now Gray elevates, reaches the hands up. It hits Jye Gray on the chest. Has it brushed the fingers here of Cobbo? Remember, it's gone up as no try. It's gone up as no try. That is important. Here we go. This could be the angle. Nah, that's not going to show anything. That showed us nothing. It looks like this is not going to work out for the Dolphins. Insufficient evidence to overturn. It went up as no try. There is insufficient evidence. No try. So the Dolphins, the comeback was about to be on. And there was insufficient evidence to overturn it. Bunnies with a let-off. Whiten brings it out to the 20. Jack Whiten, another player who's winding back the clock tonight. Ewan Aitken plays at Mamazella's, finding space around the ruck again. The Dolphins, very, very weak around the ruck tonight. Craig Howard says that makes up for the Cody no try. Fifth and last on halfway. Speaking of Cody, gets the kick away. And backing up is Asako, who takes it on his own 20. 4 minutes gone in the second half. 28 points to 10, the Rabbitohs. The hammer in at first receiver. On to Cobbo. Cobbo heads back in field. Dancing around, but not making a lot of meters. Goes to ground on the 40. Short side they stay. Finifuiaki. Big leg drive up over the halfway line. He's a big unit, Finifuiaki. Katoa back into midfield. Flat pass across the face of the defense. Well read by the Rabbitohs. Fifth and last now. Katoa to Nikorima. They've got a 3-on-2 left. The cutout pass to Cobbo. And Cobbo spills it. They had a 3-on-2. Just needed to go through the hands. And Cobbo comes up with the Dolphins' 8th error. And it seems like they're going to have no answer tonight here, the Dolphins. Kalamatangi shuffles it on as Fifita spins into contact over on this right edge. Walker goes into play dummy half. Kalamatangi running with him. Cameron Murray straight up the guts on the fifth and last. 40 out from the line. He's been leading from the front tonight, Cameron Murray. Walker through the hands to Latrell. Grubbers in behind. It sits up for Cody Walker. He puts the second kick in. And Asako saves the day, diving on the ball in the dead ball line. Goal line dropout incoming. Oh, the Rabbitohs looking very threatening. Latrell Mitchell, Cody Walker, Davey Fifita, Campbell Graham. Dolphins go short with the restart, and it's battered into touch by the Rabbitohs. Now, why did Campbell Graham even play at that? They go short. It would have gone out on the full had Campbell Graham just left it. And for some reason, he elected to try and bat it back in field. Dolphins have possession. That's a huge let-off. Massive let-off. But can they make them pay? Dolphins on their own 40. Kafusi. Oh, there's a decoy in midfield. They go left for Nikorima. Drops it off inside for Farnworth. Farnworth plays it quickly on halfway. Trey Fuller's on the field. He gives it to the Hammer. Keeley in midfield. Good strong carry up to the Rabbitohs 40. Fifth and last. Katoa down the short side. Runs it to the line. Puts it high. Contestable kick. Latrell Mitchell comes down with it for the Rabbitohs. Latrell secure under the high ball. And the Rabbitohs. Can they keep it up for a full season? Can they stay fit? Cameron Murray comes off for a very well-earned break. He's been immense tonight, the captain. Kalaumatangi at first receiver. Walker drops this one off on the inside for Hubner. Lockie Hubner stands in the two-man tackle. Latrell from inside the 40, using that breeze in behind the shoulder, but well read at the back by Asako. Fires it over to the Hammer in midfield. Hammer sends it on to Cobbo. And by the time they've done all those long cutout passes, the Rabbitohs defense is up on the Dolphins line and shuts them down. 9 gone in this second half. 28 points to 10. Rabbitohs lead. Big defense. Farnworth's been rocked backwards in the tackle by Aitken. And the Dolphins spill it. The short ball on their own 40-metre line couldn't be held. And this will be Rabbitohs scrum. And it's just not happening at all for the Dolphin. 28 points to 10. Rabbitohs about to go back on the attack. Oh, that smug look on Wayne Bennett's face at the moment. It's not a smile. It's not a frown. It's just that sort of all-knowing look. Jye Gray down the left spins into contact. They're looking the goods here so far. Kalaumatangi centers the attack. 30 out. Mamazelis goes right for Sullivan. Walker shows it inside. Goes out to Gray. Gray steps off the right foot. Takes it inside the 20. Halfway through the set. Whiten goes into play dummy half. Walker back into midfield. Hubner, dummies. 10 metres out on play 4, and he's lost it in the play of the ball. Hubner trying to go too quickly. And the Dolphins are off the hook again. Rabbitohs just not able to land that knockout punch at the moment. And you would think that another try would be the knockout punch. Scrum down. Dolphins on their own 10. So much work to do. $11 gone in this second half. 28 points to 10. Now, I did pick the I did pick Souths to win this one, but now here's a chance. The Dolphins lined up to the left. Farnworth onto Cobbo in a little bit of space. Has to cut back in field as South slide across and shut it down. Nikorima now heading backwards. Goes back into his own half. Gets the late offload to Katoa. Katoa sends it back left. Lemuelu dummies and then goes out to Cobbo. Cobbo's in space. Puts the kick in behind for the Hammer. Needs it to sit up. Souths have overrun it. And Herbie Farnworth dives on the loose ball. It's going to get sent up as no try. The Dolphins might have just created something out of nothing here for Herbie Farnworth. Cobbo puts the kick back in field. The Hammer's leading the way, but he gets an awkward bounce. The Rabbitohs kick chaser, Lockie Hubner there, I think it is, has fallen over his own shoelaces. Herbie Farnworth and Hubner shoulder to shoulder competing for the ball. Hubner does dive on it, but then he flies over the top of it. Slides over the top. Shoulder to shoulder jostle for the ball is absolutely fine. We've got play on at this point. Souths slide over the top of the ball. And then Farnworth, we need to check a grounding. Farnworth grounds it. That's tick number 2 off our multi. And Herbie Farnworth with the try. All right, we're halfway there. We're halfway to the multi. The Dolphins, with a little bit of luck, and they get themselves on the board. Go, multi, go, says Mr. Ed's dead. Yes. Jermaine Asako from right beside the post puts this one over. It's 28-16. It is still game on here. They needed that, the Dolphins, to state the obvious. This keeps them right in the contest. And there's still plenty of time left in this one. I could get a couple more tries. Come on, multi. Rabbitohs with the restart. Deep into the end goal. Kaufusi winds up. Kaufusi tackled on the 10. They hold him up and drive him back. Nikorima into play, dummy half. Well, actually, I don't really... Yeah, actually, it doesn't really matter because Sportsbet were doing the promotion. Any leg fails, you get bonus bet back. So I had no way of losing today, basically. Suddenly full of running here, the Dolphins. They're up to halfway. Morgan Knowles on tackle 4. Keeley to the 40. Rabbitohs side of halfway. Momentum has swung. 5th and last. Katoa down the short side. Puts it high. Puts it huge up in the air. Contestable kick. Asako takes it. Flick pass back to Averillo. Averillo gets a second kick in and it's way too heavy. Rabbitohs will come back to the 20 for a 7-tackle set. But, Dylan, I need Cobbo and Fifita. Latrell takes 3 to bring him down as he heads up towards halfway. Mamazella's finding space around the ruck again, but Hubner spills it. Dolphins back in possession. The Rabbitohs, now the errors are creeping in. They're just starting to feel the pinch. They can hear the footsteps of the Dolphins creeping up. It's only 2 converted tries. It's 25 minutes 43 to go. Plenty of time. This game, far from over. Far from over. The Dolphins starting to believe. Scrum goes down. Katoa out the back to Nikorima. Left they go. They've had success here. Hammer puts the fend on. Burns them straight through the middle. And the Hammer scores off the back of the scrum. He's been quiet all game and suddenly sparks to life as the Dolphins set play out left. 1-on-1 tackle is missed. And the Hammer had the pace to burn them all the way to the line. Here they come. Scrum down on halfway. Katoa to Nikorima. Farnworth is the decoy. Goes out the back to the Hammer. Beats Jack White and beats another defender earlier. 28 points to 20. The kick to come. One-on-one tackle missed by Jaden Sullivan. There you go. What a mismatch. Oh, don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere, as they say. We have got a grandstand finish incoming. 24 minutes to go. Conversion makes it a 6-point ball game. The Dolphins were absolute cack for 40 minutes. Suddenly finding their rhythm, and the Rabbitohs fall to pieces. Jermaine Asako. Conversion attempt is about 5 to the left of the post. To make it 28-22. Puts it down the middle. Conversion successful, 28 points to 22. "23 minutes left to play. Plenty of time. We have got some twists and turns left in this one. They've scored the last two quickly as well, the Dolphins. Rabbitohs with the restart. Another deep kickoff. Kafusi winding up. Kafusi brings it back to the 10. Suddenly, the Dolphins have all the momentum. Another strong carry in midfield there from Lemuelu. He's been a beast. The home crowd has come to life as well. Chance trying to lift the team. Keeley brings it up outside the 40. Nikorima to the line. Drops it off inside for Farnworth. Winds up. Takes it up over halfway. Fifth and last. Katoa sends this one high. Johnston backing up. Johnston takes it. Here's the footsteps. Asako pins him down inside the 10. Momentum all with the Dolphins. Latrell's now held up. Driven backwards. Jye Gray steps off the left. Beats the first tackle. Kafusi racing up. Oh, this is huge defense from the Dolphins. Fifth and last. The Rabbitohs only up to their own 30. Walker looking to put a big kick in. Finds space in behind. Look out, 40-20. Cody Walker turns this game on its head once more. Cody Walker using that breeze that's angling across the ground. What the Dolphins didn't do in the first half. Using that angle. Using that breeze. And he's just pulled off a 40-20. Here come the Rabbitohs now. 10 metres out in midfield. Just looking to compose themselves here and get back on top. Hubner. 5 metres out in front of the posts. Walker at first receiver. Inside ball for Fifita. Fifita heads towards the line. He's half a metre short. Big Davey Fifita. Mamazelis dummies. Takes them on. and he's held up over the line. Tackle 4, 10 metres out, right in front of the post. Aitken goes into play dummy half. Hubner, fifth and last, a settler in front of the sticks. Here they come. It's gone to Totola. Through the hands now for Walker. Grubbers in behind for Mitchell. The hammer gets across and bats it dead. Goal line restart. 20 minutes left to go. And Cody Walker might have just earned his team a set repeat. (28-22). What a game this has turned into. Dolphins short with the restart. Taken by Campbell Graham this time. Back into midfield. Duncan, dummies though, stays on the short side. Hubner, back towards the posts. 5 metres out here, the Rabbitohs. Mamazelis, the crash ball. Well read by the Dolphins defence. 2 tackles left. Dolphins up quickly. Sullivan to Walker. Out the back for Gray. Gray, dummies. He's been taken high there. Jye Gray. Fifth and last. It's hard to not take him high, though, isn't it? Walker now. Grubbers in behind the line. And Cody Nikorima slides across to take it, but he's been spun in the end goal for a goal line dropout. (28-22). Another repeat set, potentially. They have to claim the ball first. Dolphins go short again. Taken by the Rabbitohs. Mamazelis has it. And he heads back into midfield. Settles things down here on the 20-metre line. And now he's holding his head, trying to get a penalty. Totola, dummies inside. Takes them on himself. Mamazelis back infield for Sullivan. Walker shows it inside. Goes out for Whiten. Whiten delays the pass for Campbell Graham. Graham fights his way a metre short from the try line. Back into midfield they'll go. Walker to Murray. Bumps off one. Gets the pass free for Sullivan. Fifita's going to grub her in behind the line. The Dolphins get back and bat it dead. Oh, this is relentless from the Rabbitohs, but the Dolphins are holding on. Another goal line dropout. The 4th in a row. David Fifita with a nice little soft boot. Kafusi go and have a rest. Osako goes deep with the restart this time. And Jaden Sullivan winds up, takes on Cody Nikorima and brings it back to the 20. Ain Staten, ahoy mate. Into midfield for Hubner. 17.5 minutes to go. 28-22. 10 metres out from the line. Jye Gray on the right. Tries to step back in field. Slips into the contact of Lemuelu. Murray to Sullivan. Walker. Inside ball for Fifita. Fends off one. Fends off a second. But Oren Keeley comes back at him. 15 out in midfield. Sullivan. Inside ball for Hubner. Hubner gets up and goes again. Lockie Hubner, was he held? He's been taken down a metre out. Gets up and goes again. He's not held, says the referee. And Lockie Hubner, of all players, gets a try. I don't think he's in anybody's multi. But he's come up with a huge try here. Hubner gets through Oren Keeley. Gets through the hammer. Nobody holding on to him. And he reaches out and plants it down in a second effort. Souths lead 32-22 with 16 minutes 20 to play. Heads up play from Lockie Hubner. $16 minutes left. Latrell Mitchell from just beside the post pops this one over. 34 points to 22. They've reopened that 12-point lead. It is not done yet, but they'll be feeling a lot better about life right about now. Glory, glory, says Craig Howarth. Stony Yoni says, yeah, the Bunnies. Still 15 minutes to play. The Dolphins have already shown how quickly they can score back-to-back tries. And they get us back underway, sending this one deep into the corner. And Totola will hit it up to the 10. Souths looking to bring it out from their own end on the back of points. Aussie John, Dan, will you be calling WrestleMania in April? We'll have to see, mate. April's a little bit far away for me to commit to anything just yet. But we'll see. Cameron Murray. Backing it up. Brings it out to the 30. Jye Gray at first receiver. He's slippery, but they managed to hold on to him this time. Latrell Mitchell using that angle, but can't get the 40-20 like Cody Walker did. And Jermaine Asako charges back into contact. Celia, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Cheers for that. I'll drink to that. 14.5 to play. The Hammer on his own 40 links up with Cobbo. Cobbo brings it up to halfway. Happy birthday. Shout out to the Daz. Lager. Forward pass here from the Dolphins. And that will be a turnover. The Dolphins now. Celia watching from the Philippines. Oh, very nice. I cannot wait to come to the Philippines, and I will devour all the dinuguan, my favorite meal. But yes, happy birthday, Daz from Lagerstein. Scrum down here on halfway to the Bunnies. 34-22, they have the lead. 13.5 to play. Looking like they've got this one in control again after almost letting it slip. Totola up the guts. Stands in the two-man tackle, looking for a quick play of the ball. We've got time off. Someone's going for a HIA. Yep, someone's off for a HIA. I think it was Hubner, actually, the try scorer. Murray got through a mountain of work tonight. Cameron Murray, probably close to one of the best forwards on park. Dave Fifita spins in contact, looks to offload, can't get the ball free. Back into midfield for Cody Walker. Out the back for Kalamatungi. Sullivan, inside ball for Whiten, angling back in. 10 metres out in midfield. Whiten plays it, fifth and last. Mamazelis, dummies open side, goes short. And the Rabbitohs are taking the ground a metre out. That'll be a handover. 12 minutes to play. And the Dolphins will have to go length of the field. 34-22, Rabbitohs lead. Cobbo trying to get some go forward. He's not really been heavily involved tonight, Cobbo. There was that one break. Oh, the Dolphins have spilt it 10 out. Counter-attack is on. Fifita to Walker to Latrell. And from the spilt ball, Latrell Mitchell with the easiest try he'll ever score in his career. Seals the deal here for the Rabbitohs. The Dolphins bringing the ball out from their own line, cough it up. South's counter-attack and put it through the hands left. Jermaine Asako with the biggest botch of his entire career. And simple draw and pass as they had a 72-on-3 overlap to the left. Latrell Mitchell says, thank you very much. 38 points to 22 with the kick to come. Latrell having a great game. Welcome back, Mitchell, says Primal MJ5. I'll tell you what, Larrens, if I'm Alex Johnston, I've got no problem with that. If I'm Alex Johnston and I'm a team player, I've got absolutely no problem with that. I don't want it handed to me. I want to earn it. Latrell had the try line wide open. It's yours, mate. It's a long season. So I'm completely fine with that if I'm AJ. Mitchell moves in, strikes the conversion well, hooking it back, and puts it through. And he's getting chirpy again, Latrell. He's getting chirpy with the crowd again. And that's how you know that his team is on top. 40 points to 22. The Souths get 50. Well, there's time enough. Still 11 minutes to go. Dolphins go short with the restart. Bat the ball back. And Flegler dives on it. Benefuiaki. 35 out. When Latrell's switched on, he's dynamite, says Craig Howarth. Katoa shows it inside, goes out for Nikorima. Short ball for Lemuelu. Lemuelu looks to get the arms free, and he spills it forward, a metre out from the line. South's defence too strong. Loose carry from Lemuelu. And with 10 minutes to go, that might have made things interesting. Scrum down here for the Bunnies. Kalamatangi is Rabbitohs, Game of Mel. Tallis Duncan on the field, plays it. Mamazelis with the double pump out to Campbell Graham. Just shy of halfway here, the Bunnies. To Tola, and at first receiver, Murray through the hands. Fifita with a nice inside ball to Jye Gray. Chopped down by Benefuiaki. In a desperation tackle, 9.5 to go. Big David Fifita putting in some monster effort tonight. And a penalty to the Rabbitohs. Right out in front. And he's letting him know about it too. David Fifita and Tom Flegler. Yes, I want to see that. Let those two get their punch on. Dolphins, the captains, challenging. It's a penalty against Flegler, putting pressure on David Fifita as he fell to ground. And they've challenged it immediately. Cobbo's been pretty quiet, we must say. Had him in my multi. He hasn't really looked like scoring a try. And a penalty. The penalty stays unsuccessful challenge. David Fifita and Tom Flegler, Queensland teammates. Rabbitohs find touch, 20 out from the line. Looking for some more points, and David Fifita with the first hit up. They try to drive him towards the sideline. And now tension's boiling over again. Penalty again to the Rabbitohs. Well, the Dolphins have fallen apart here at the back end of the game. Ill discipline creeping in. They've lost the game, so now the tempers are boiling over, and they're more interested in push and shove. Back-to-back penalties here against the Dolphins. Nine minutes to go. Okay, referee's going to have words here. Referee's going to have words with Memazelis, who initiated the push and shove on that occasion, it must be said. So there's a lot of shirt grabbing. Fifita's like, look, mate, look, I'm not retaliating. Look at this. And the penalty was originally to South. 10 in the bin here for the Dolphins player. Who was it? Tom Gilbert has been marched for 10 for that treatment around the neck of David Fifita, or around the collar. Some aggressive shirt grabbing has landed Gilbert 10 in the bin. We're not having any more, says the referee. And David Fifita's been sent for 10. David Fifita's gone for 10 as well. This is just the referee saying, look, I'm keeping control of this match, just so that you know. He warned the players. He said, no more. A little bit of push and shove. And Fifita sends him a cheeky little kiss. Either that or he's pointing to something in Filipino. It's a penalty to the Rabbitohs anyway. And they're stepping up to have a shot at 2 points here. Latrell Mitchell. "25 meters out, about 10 in from touch. Strikes it, hooks it, off the post and bounces back into the field of play. Farnworth is taken back into the end goal. And they can do no wrong at the moment, the Rabbitohs. A goal line dropout incoming. Short dropout, knocked on by the Bunnies. Penalty Rabbits. Once again, everything they touch turning to gold. At the back end of this contest, 7.5 minutes left to play. Does Latrell have a shot again? No, he doesn't. They tap and go. Left for Cameron Murray on the crash ball. A metre out just to the left of post here, the Bunnies. Another crash ball. And they've spilt it. A lost ball in contact. That'll be a handover. Totola was looking for the crash ball on that occasion. And they've decided to captain's challenge here, the Bunnies, because why not? With 6.5 minutes left to play. See what they can come up with. So he's maintained possession initially. And now he's lost it. Yes. Now he's lost it, is what they're saying. Challenge unsuccessful. 40 points to 22. The Dolphins will get the ball back here. Scrum down. 10 out from their own line. All right. Selwyn Cobo. Length of the field try. Just for the multi. Why not? Scrum down. Katoa goes left. But they only go one out. Not launching anything there. Trey Fuller goes to ground. Here's Farnworth in midfield. Herbie put on his back. 30 metres out in midfield. Set restart for the Dolphins. Space for Fuiaki, but he's shut down on the 40-metre line. That's tackle one, though. They did get the set restart. Flegler bobbles the ball in midfield. And he's held up in a two-man tackle. Hard man to bring to ground. Nikorima, dummies. Takes the line on. Well diffused at the moment for Souths. 40 points to 22. Flegler goes again. Bends the line. Beats Kalaumatangi. With big leg drive still going forward. Big Tommy Flegler. 2 tackles left. Katoa with the short ball to Fuiaki. And he spills it in contact. Another simple turnover. Coach killing stuff. Souths, for the most part tonight, for a majority of tonight, the defense has been way too solid. 40 points to 22. Scrappy Jones from the Rabbitohs. From the Dolphins, rather. Scrappy game from the Dolphins and the Rabbitohs. Playing the conditions much more effectively. Scrum down. 4 minutes 47 to go. Sullivan in at dummy half. There's Duncan. Carrying it outside the 30. Doesn't look like they're going to get 50, but through the hands now left. Gray to Mitchell. Mitchell, one-on-one, steps back inside Fuller. Fends away from another Mitchell. And a big carry from Latrell, who's looked immense tonight. Latrell Mitchell, Cody Walker, Dave Fifita, Campbell Graham, Cameron Murray. Their big names have stood up tonight, the Bunnies. Their big names have stood up and made a great showing for themselves. Fifth and last, 40 metres out. Sullivan puts a low, flat kick in, trying to bounce it over the head of Asako, who traps it and runs back into midfield. Good kick return. 3 minutes 40, some consolation points perhaps for the Dolphins. Fuller, taken high. No call from the official. Wow, now he gets the call from the bunker. Penalty against Latrell Mitchell. High contact. Well, I don't think the penalty was even for the high contact. It was for the second effort. Dolphins fine touch, 30 out from the Rabbitohs line. 3 minutes left to play. Rabbitohs have won. Can the Dolphins get some consolation points? Katoa out the back for Nikorima. Left, Farnworth tries to get on the outside of Whiten. Whiten brings him down, but he keeps the ball alive. It's back for Flegler in midfield. Now they switch direction. Katoa holds the pass up nicely and puts Jermaine Asako over in the corner. They come back to the right edge. Katoa with the double pump draws in the outside defense, and Jermaine Asako has acres of space to wander into and score. £40 to 26. 2.5 to go. Jermaine Asako scores. And we have seen a lot of tries and a lot of points in this one. Two and a half left. But hey, I get another tip right in the Waste of Water Sports tipping contest. That's what we want. Asako to convert his own try. Starts it out to the right. It bends back through. 40 points to 28. 2 minutes to go. Youngie on TikTok is like, come on, Cobbo, score. Oh, they went to the wrong side. It's always painful when that happens. Still, the early rounds are always about learning how our SGMs are going to go for the season ahead, isn't it? It changes from year to year. Latrell gets us back underway, sends the kickoff deep into the end goal. Flegler. But, yeah, Sportsbet were doing any leg return today anyway, so it was pretty much a free shot for everybody. So we're all good. Fuller. Full of spark. 1 minute 30 to go. Katoa with a slightly forward pass there to Lemuelu, who takes it up over halfway. No call. Quick play the ball. Hammer. Back to Lemuelu. Keeping the ball alive here. Katoa. Where's he going to look? He's going to keep it in midfield. Gets the late or float away. Back it goes for Schneider. Schneider steps off the right boot. Jye Gray brings him down. Fifth and last. They're 20 metres out. Lined up to the left. They get 6 more tackles. Nikorima pops it up for Farnworth. Farnworth knocks it on, but they'll get the penalty here, the Dolphins. Advantage, and they get the penalty. Clock stops. 53 seconds to go. Farnworth taps. Not yet. We've got time off. Player down in back play. Dolphins do tap and go. Here's Flegler. Flegler looking to put the fend onto Tola. Goes to ground. 5 meters out, just to the left of the uprights. 40 seconds to go. Schneider goes right. Knowles has it in midfield. Angles back towards the left of the post. Knowles fights his way to try and get the ball to ground. He's over the try line, but he's been held up. It's going up as no try, but they will have a look. Good Lord, this would make things interesting. Knowles runs a nice line back to the opposite side of the post. Desperately tries to spin around and get that ball down, but he's held up. Oh, and he plants it on the leg of the Rabbitohs defender. $30 to go. They'll take it back 10 and play it, the Dolphins. Flegler on the crash ball. Takes it up the middle. 20 seconds to go. 16 seconds. Katoa cuts out Nikorima, goes to the Hammer. Hammer links up with Fuller. Fuller's been taken high. Latrell rips the ball out. It'll be a penalty to the Dolphins, though. 5 seconds left. 40 points to 28. The Rabbitohs. They'll have one play. Oh. They're taking the 2. They're taking the 2. Jermaine Asako is going to have a shot at goal. 40 points to 28. And they're going to have a shot at 2 here, the Dolphins. $10 meters in from touch. On this near side, Jermaine Asako will line this up to, for some reason, take 2 points. Have a shot at 2 points. I don't understand this at all. Yeah, for and against towards the end of the season, but what? This is confusing. Asako, I guess, feels like it's guaranteed too. He starts it on target. It holds its line. 40 points to 30. Jermaine Asako kicks a penalty goal to end the game. An extra 2 points to their for and against. But an ultimately confusing decision in the end there. I mean, I guess if he felt like it was a guaranteed 2-pointer, if he was that confident of getting it, then yeah. But anyway, all over here, the Rabbitohs get me another tick in the Wasted Water Sports tipping contest. 40 points to 30. And Wayne Bennett gets one back on a club that he helped start. The old Panther says, good plan. Avoid injury. Take the 2 points, avoid injury. You've lost anyway. All right, Wasted Water Sports. Thank you so much for your company here on this unexpected stream. It really was. We were, of course, supposed to be doing the Formula 1 today. I thought the Formula 1 started at 3 o'clock. Well, it did. It did start at 3 p.m. Daylight savings time. Started at 2 p.m. for me. So I missed half the race anyway. And but we did get to do this game, and this game turned out to be a good lot of fun. So David Fifita was immense. We talked about that in the pre-game. A lot of the Rabbitohs' hopes hinged on, could Wayne Bennett unlock David Fifita? I've been saying absolutely he can, and he certainly did. It was a great first-up performance for Fifita. Titans supporters will be pulling their hair out, like I said, at seeing David Fifita play today and just going, where was that? Where was that week in, week out when he was with us. And that will be the question now moving forward. Can Fifita back it up, continue to back it up week after week after week, and put in performances like that? We'll see. Youngie says, could he make Queen? David Fifita in top form is a walk-up starter for Queensland in State of Origin. It's as simple as that. He's just been lacking in recent years, that drive, that what to say. I mean, yeah, he puts in effort, bits and pieces throughout a game. We haven't seen a full 80-minute performance. Well, not quite 80, because he had a couple of rests and he got 10 in the bin, but we haven't seen a performance like that in one game out of Fifita in a long time. So if he continues, we could absolutely be talking about David Fifita wearing a Queensland jersey once again. Absolutely. Maori Man 88 says, could be the difference at the end of the season, those last 2 points. Yes, indeed. But then again, I mean, it's all unknown, isn't it? It's all unknown. If you win your games, your for and against doesn't really matter, does it? So that's ultimately what they'll be disappointed with, of course. But then again, like what happens? What happens if they get to the end of the season and they're 4 points adrift on the for and against? They'll be regretting the decision not to take the tap, put the bomb up, and try and get a 4-pointer. So, yeah, there's multiple ways, of course, to look at it. Like I said, though, if Asako was 100% confident, if the message went down and said, Jermaine, what's your percentage you reckon at kicking this? And he said 100, I've got this easy. Then, okay. Fair enough. Guaranteed 2 points versus putting a bomb up and making it a 50-50 for 4 or 6. I thought the penalty was a lot closer to the posts, which would have made it make more sense. But, yeah, look, if Asako was that confident of putting it over, you know the game's been lost. Take the 2. Still confusing to me. But, yeah, there are arguments for it both ways, aren't they? 2 points could be very valuable for them in the for and against at the end of the year, but like I said, they might regret. They might be 4 points out of the 8 on for and against and regret that decision to settle for 2. The joys of rugby league and the tables. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much for your company. It's been an epic round 1. The NRL is back. And we'll be back on Thursday night for the Broncos taking on the Eels. And any guesses where that game is? Because I'm really not sure. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, it could be anywhere. Could be held absolutely anywhere, that game. And when you got the Broncos playing, I mean, you never know what ground they're going to show up at. But I digress. All right. Thank you so much for your company. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, cheers.